What is up, everybody? It's your boy Fugsy Boodles back again with another reaction video. We got the Super Team Las Vegas Aces visiting the Indiana Fever, alright? This should be an Aces blowout. But the Fever are fun to watch. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really like this Fever team. Like, I think the two teams that surprised me that are very entertaining this year, the Atlanta Dream and this Indiana Fever team. So, really fun to watch. Why don't we get into the notable players and performers? Let's see here. Let's start with the Aces. The Aces are obviously coached by Becky Hammon. Their super team is led by Kelsey Plum, Candace Parker, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Asia Wilson. There's some good depth pieces in Raquana Williams, Kia Stokes, and Kayla George, Kirsten Bell, Alicia Park, Sydney Colson. They got some good bench players. This is a really well depth. This team got some good depth on it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, no, it's just a great super team, man. And this Indiana Fever team, they're coached by Christy Sides, and they're led by pure scorer Kelsey Mitchel, absolute dog. And exciting young center forward Aaliyah Boston on the team, also with Alyssa Smith. The front court of Alyssa Smith and Aaliyah Boston is so unreal. Love that young front court. But yeah, you got, so I said, Kelsey Mitchel, Aaliyah Boston, Alyssa Smith, great three-hitter monster there. Also helping them is Erica Wheeler, Queen Egbo, Victoria Saxon, Victoria Vivens, Christy Wallace, and some other players. So it's a fun, young, exciting team. It really is. This is the first time these teams are playing again since the season opener. There's some really good matchups. Again, the front court matchup between Queen Egbo, Aaliyah Boston, and Alyssa Smith versus like Candace Parker, Asia Wilson, Alicia Clark, like this unreal matchup. And you have Kelsey Mitchell versus Jackie Young, two pure scorers. Like, come on, it's really good matchups to watch here. We got Pat Boylan and Bria Goss on the call. And Alyssa Smith, speaking of, is averaging 12 rebounds per game and is first in the WNBA. Isn't that freaking nuts? So Alyssa Smith is balling right now on the boards. Aaliyah Boston won Rookie of the Month for the month of May. Shout out to her. Not surprising, she's been playing really well. Aces are the first team in league history to score 90 points in the first 5 games. That is honestly nuts. The Aces they're just too good, and they've been playing really well. Aaliyah Boston is actually second in the league in field goal percentage, only behind Brittany Griner. So that's pretty nuts, honestly. That she's just really playing really well so far. It's great to see. And the Asia Wilson versus Aaliyah Boston matchup is 2 South Carolina Gamecocks battling against each other. Pretty fun to watch. And also, when watching this game, I love seeing that Jackie Young always takes on defensively the opposing team's best offensive player. So right now she was Jackie Young was D'ing up Kelsey Mitchell. It was sick to see, honestly. Aces are first in offense and defense in the league, and they're also the first in pace of play. Like, this Aces team is just doing everything right so far. Incredible start to the season. When I was watching, I really noticed Erica Wheeler this game. She's a really similar stroke to Jewel Lloyd, and I said if I see more of that, it'll be huge. That could be a huge piece for the Fever. So I thought that was interesting. Asia Wilson is top 3 in free throw attempts every season of her career. That's like a crazy stat. She's always aggressive getting to the line. Like, it's an insane stat. That's an insanely cool stat. Yeah, I want to see more. I want to see that pure score in Kelsey Mitchell. Like, I need to see her take over a quarter. That's what I was saying when I was watching this game. In this quarter, I was really kind of, because I seen it from like Jewel Lloyd and Stewie and Jackie Young, and I was trying to, and Jewel Lloyd too. Like, I was trying to see Kelsey Mitchell do it, and yeah, so that's what I was looking for watching the first quarter. And the Fever really came out hot to start, and I said that they need to basically be perfect to be a team, like a super team like this Aces team, that to be pretty much perfect. Grace Berger, 7th overall pick in this year's draft, gets cheers as she enters the game. Grace Berger used to play at Indiana University, so as an Indiana University alum, and the winningest player in Indiana University history. So that's pretty wild. So Fever love Grace Berger, and I also think that Alyssa Smith is really just was really battling this game in this quarter. Like, I think she has potential. She's like a cusp, like Satu Sabli and like Shakira Austin player for me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, she's right on the cusp of those two players in terms of how she plays. Especially if she keeps playing like this, it's pretty cool to see. Christy Size says she wants the fastest paced team in the league. She's got a lot of young players to do it, so not crazy. Um, Asia Wilson has 12 points in the first quarter, but then Young gets her first points other than Wilson so far in the game. And Jackie Young is actually the leading scorer for the Aces as she hits a transition three. And then so it went from Asia Wilson only scoring 12 to the 7-0 Jackie Young run, which is pretty nuts. Boston gets two early fouls. Foul trouble all season, but expected for a rookie. I have in my notes. I had to add Aaliyah Boston to the Miss Fowler's list. I think this is now her times two. Aaliyah Boston now, she's got two. Yeah, she's on here times two. I think I cut it off at 4. I don't know. Aaliyah Boston is on the list, so she's been getting into foul trouble. But that's alright though, she's a rookie. But yeah. The Kelsey Mitchell versus Jackie Young matchup already is so good, but just an added bonus to it, it's another number 0 and number 0 matchup. So that's like Kelsey Mitchell wears number 0 and Jackie Young wears number 0. Like, that's another great 0-on-0 matchup. The other one was my favorite, and I said matchup of the year, Satu Sali versus Shakira Austin. That is like not as good, but it's a pretty dang good one. Like, dang, so that's a fun thing to know I want to add. But yeah, Fever were actually up 28-21 to end the first quarter. The Fever made 4 triples in that quarter, and again, they have to do these things against an undefeated Aces squad. And that's a season high in points in the first quarter for the Fever, so shout out to that goal. Kelsey Mitchell is 1 assist shy of tying fifth all time in assists in Fever history. I actually think she broke that. I think she broke that record this game. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, because she was 1 away and she ended up with 3. Yeah, so she broke that record this game. So shout out to Kelsey Mitchell for breaking Fever history. The referees for the game: Eric Bruton, Shirley Mitchell, and Catherine Chang are referees for the game. If I can find a way, I gotta make a note. I'll do this later. But if I can find a way to like get all the names of the referees in the league, I would just love to do that for some knowledge. So I'm just curious. So if there's a way to do that, let me know. But I'm gonna try and search for that. But yeah, Ace is coming back here, only down 2 points now with under 6 minutes to go. And yeah, the Fever were really struggling in the second quarter. After they had a great first quarter, Jackie Young was Miss Basketball in 2016, and oddly enough, Bria Goss, one of the announcers for this game, won the award 5 years prior. Kind of crazy. Queen Egbo with 2 fouls. Queen Egbo is such a great player, man. And Asia Wilson was the MVP in 2020 and 2022. Excuse me, sorry about that, cough. Sorry, Asia Wilson was the MVP in 2020 and 2022, and also won Defensive Player of the Year in 2023. 2022, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how often that's happened to the W. I'm not sure if that's the first time in the league, but if so, that's pretty wild. My halftime thoughts: the Fever lead 39-38, and the Fever came out really strong in the first and have really improved over these last few games. They really have. They seem very competitive, which is fun to watch. Um, Asia Wilson is balling. She's got 17 points, and Jackie Young is helping out too, but not much else from anyone else on the Aces, TBH. I still think the Aces will win, but it's a good fight from the Fever. Um, and I think that's all you can really ask for them, honestly, against the Aces. Just kind of fight, do the best that they can. Shout out to Queen Egbo, who was balling in this game, made a real impact off the bench. And I said the Fever need to build around this front court for real. And just the Fever was shooting over 50% from three, which is a big part into why they're leading. But build around Queen Egbo, Aaliyah Boston, and Alyssa Smith, and this Fever team will be a serious, serious problem. Also, side note, the Aces logo is really, really cool. I never really noticed they have a letter L and a letter V in the logo. I thought that was pretty cool. Shout out to them. Cool logo. Um, Alyssa Smith was bleeding after a foul by Chelsea Gray. Kelsey Mitchell. And I asked myself, is Kelsey Mitchell the fastest player in the league? But then I thought it was probably maybe Enrique. I think it's probably Enrique Agumawale. Erica Wheeler, low key, really fast. Same with Danielle Robinson, who's been out with injury so far on the Dream. But I think those are the fastest players in the leagues, which is pretty nuts. Tie game now with under 5 minutes to play in the second. Hull with 4 fouls. Lexi Hull, I believe, is on my missed foul list. Yes, she is. That was borderline once. I think this is borderline twice now, just. Lexi, dang. Boston with 4-2. Yikes. Just Boston too. Dang. It's crazy. There were 4 straight missed free throws for the Aces, 8 of 14. Very uncharacteristic. Kelsey Mitchell's catching fire with 14 points now. And this is what I wanted to see. Chrissy Sides was in a low battle stance on the sideline. It was crazy. I love that energy. I think she fits perfectly with this Fever team. And Chelsea Gray just on the Aces makes just necessary buckets. I don't know how else to describe it. The Aces were down 8 or so points, and then Chelsea Gray makes a huge 3-pointer to keep them relevant and keep them still in the game, as opposed to not being in it. And then the league get out of hand. Chelsea Gray is just so crazy. Kelsey Mitchell with another shot, taking over this game like I asked. I love to see it. It's just crazy. And the Fever are up 63-56 to end the third quarter. Kelsey Mitchell came alive in that third. That was crazy. But the Fever cannot let the Aces back in this game, and they can't. And it's crazy that the Fever have led every quarter of this game. It's very nuts. Grace Berger is a crowd favorite, obviously, and Mitchell makes another transition 3 with a heat check. That is hot Cheeto cheese, baby. Come on. How does that sound? Hot Cheetos cheese. Kelsey Mitchell is catching a pure scorer. You only see it in a couple plays in this league. That is hot Cheeto cheese. We gotta get merch. We need some hot Cheetos cheese merch. I gotta make a note about that. Hot Cheetos cheese merch. Come on, Kelsey Mitchell. Come on. Greg Oden was at the game. Christy Sides had a coach's challenge. I'll take notes of the coach's challenges when I can. She's looking to be 2-0 in challenges, but she ends up losing and being unsuccessful. Now she's 1-1 in challenges. It's brutal. Candace Parker to Asia Wilson is a connection between multiple MVPs. Fun tidbit note to add. And the Aces were creeping back into this game. It's yikes for the Fever, honestly. I said they can't let them back into this game. And then there was 2 back-to-back moving screens for the Fever. Come on, What are we doing? You can't be doing this. This is how you lose games. Stuff like that. Chelsea Gray was 2022 Finals MVP. I was gonna say people forget, but I really like really don't think people do. Like, Chelsea Gray is crazy. That's just a different type of player. Tied game with under 4 minutes to go. Boston with 5 fouls. Really tough game for Aaliyah Boston, honestly. That definitely looking like a Miss Fowler. Looking like one. Wheeler with best game this season. Wow, huge 3-pointer late in the fourth. Love to see it. And I made a side note. I don't know who the Fever mascot is, but that homie looks crazy. We gotta get his name and figure that out. Jackie Young puts the Aces up by 1 with less than a minute left now. Parker makes two huge free throws to take the lead. Biggest shots as an ace for Candace Parker, and she hasn't missed a free throw all year. Great to see. And then heartbreaking for the Fever at home. Kelsey Mitchell was just too hot. Misses the game-tying layup. So tough for the Fever. Sides was so mad about the miss, but trying to keep it together and not make Kelsey Mitchell feel bad. It was crazy to see. And wow, Aces win off the Kelsey Mitchell missed game-tying layup. Crazy game, bro. Honestly, heartbreaking for the Fever. They really had it. Dang. Notable performances. Notable performances for the Fever. Sorry, that's my chair squeaking. Lexi Hall only had 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Alyssa Smith almost near double-double. Filled the stat sheet up with 10 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal and a block. Great game from Alyssa Smith. I'm just curious the field goal percentage. Oh, 4-14. Not good. She was aggressive. That's great. Still aggressive. Aaliyah Boston, not a great game. Only 7 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist and block. Was really in foul trouble. I mean, it was only 3 or 4 for shooting, but just didn't play that many minutes. Only played 22 minutes this game. Kelsey Mitchell led this Fever team with 22 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Kelsey Mitchell really came alive in that third quarter and the beginning of that fourth. 5 of 6 from 3-point. Like, come on, bro. Kelsey Mitchell was going crazy. Erica Wheeler, best Erica Wheeler game of the season. A huge 15 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Like, what was her shooting percentage? She was 6 of 10 from the field, 3 for 3 from 3-point. The guards went crazy for the Fever, honestly. And then off the bench, Christy Wallace had 7 points. Grace Berger had 2 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Shout out Grace Berger. Queen Egbo with the best bench performance with 9 points and 10 rebounds. Should have had a double-double, Queen. That go off. Queen Egbo had a great game off the bench. 10 rebounds off the bench is crazy. Led the team in rebounds off the bench. Crazy. Victoria Bivens had a solid game too. Had 6 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Shout out Victoria Bivens. Alright. Also shout out Emma Cannon, Mike Caldwell, Victoria Saxon. And then for the winning Aces, Jackie Young had a great game. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. What was her? She made 8 field goals on 15 shots. 53%. Asia Wilson led the Aces with 27 and 10. Listen to this. 27 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 4 blocks. She's just the leader of this team. MVP, multi-time MVP. Come on. Asia Wilson crazy. 10 of 18, shot 55%. Like, come on, bro. Asia Wilson's a dog. Candace Parker had 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. Made those 2 huge free throws. Good game for Candace. Can't be mad at it. Kelsey Plum with 9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Not bad game for Kelsey. Didn't have to do too much. Chelsea Gray with a quiet 17. Chelsea Gray with a near triple-double. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. This was the quietest near triple-double because I didn't even talk about it. Crazy. Absolutely wild. Chelsea Gray crazy. Alicia Clark off the bench had 5 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist, and that's really it. They run a small rotation over there. Tough game for the Fever though, but they should be proud. Like, they really took it to the super team today. Not everyone played well, so if you had a couple players play well for the Fever, I think they win this game. Aces are just so good. They're just so good, and they're a serious threat winning a close game like this. They finished the game on a 23-9 run. Like, come on, that's crazy. Aces are now 6-0, still undefeated, and Fever get their 4th loss of the year.